Start recording.
Start recording?
Yep. We're ready to go
Cool.
all across the board.
Going. We're live now. Okay, everybody. Let me share this on Facebook. Are we on?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Does It Get Better? I am one of two, Neil Rubenstein.
You're two Neil Rubens? I'm Rich Gaccioni.
You're one of two.
I'm two of
I'm
two.
No, we're both one of two.
Weird.
We're one. Both one.
How
I'm not
do we-
wearing my glasses. Today's episode is entitled, what is it? Good time,
Good time, good dudes.
happy pals.
Good time, happy pals. Yes.
Update.
Yeah. Check in. Update.
Check in. Today's
Yeah.
episode is check in. Today's episode is updates.
Updates and check-ins.
Check in.
Because we've been doing this for 3.5 months, which is
3.5 months.
it's just each week that goes by seems to be going quicker and quicker, thus making me realize how much time has been going by so fast. And yesterday I was like, holy crap, 3.5 months of chatting about stuff every Monday. So
What do they say? What's the saying is the days go by so slow, but the years seem to go too fast.
something like that.
Something like that.
But you got out of your house for the first time in a long time, so I think that was what motivated me to be like, hey, let's check in, see how you're doing, see how things are going. And let's start with that. You left your house. You documented yourself in the wild with a flowing mane of hair and
the wind.
the gray, gross Long Island skies above you. How'd it go?
Yeah. So Western London, or East Seattle, depending on what suicide capital of the world you want to compare Long Island to. Yeah, I went to, what was the first outdoor experience? So I went, last week I got the okay to start physical therapy and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and to start doing some weight bearing. And then I don't think I did anything. And then one day this last week,
Mm-hmm.
I ran some errands. One errand. I went to the post office.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
That was like Monday or Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I went to physical therapy for the first time.
How's that? Is it like mental therapy? And you have the same thing? You're like, don't give me that. Don't give me that one.
No, it was like it was regular stuff.
Yeah, I know I got to crawl before I walk. I know. I get it.
Yeah, do this. A little of these, some of these. Then that night I went.
On the border.
No, I didn't go to On the Border until Friday. Wednesday I went to a comedy show
Oh, nice.
to hang out.
Like a real in-person, live and in the flesh comedy show.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then Thursday I couldn't move. It was like I did too much.
It all caught up with you.
Yeah. And then Friday I went to the DMV to renew my license.
Mm-hmm. How'd that go? Did you
Swimmingly.
need Annoyingly? Is that what you said?
Swimmingly.
Swimmingly.
You know what the trick is?
What?
Didn't have to wait online, nothing.
Yeah.
Because I got there, I immediately was complaining. As soon as I got out of the car, I was like, "Is this the line to get in?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." I'm like, even if you have an appointment, and they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like,
Ugh.
"Well, what's the point of making an appointment?"
Right, right.
And the guy comes out, he's like, "Do you need to sit down?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He brought me right in, cut the line, got the thing, sat down.
Good for you. Good. There you go.
That was it.
It's legit.
Loopholes, baby.
Do you have a placard for your car too? Do you have like a temporary handicap thing or
No.
No.
Should I get one?
Probably, yeah. You were at the DMV, that's where you get it.
Nah, I'm fine. Here's the thing. I now at this point in my life, I am fine with taking advantage of the loopholes,
Mm-hmm.
but I do not want to infringe on people who need more than me.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that
I'm
makes
not
sense.
going to take a handicap guy's spot.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I'm fine.
In my I mean, I would be in the same boat. I would probably be the same way you are. You know, you are technically entitled to it temporarily because you have a cane and you can't really walk. So, but I get it. I'd probably do the same. Like, I can get it. I can handle it.
I'm fine.
That's cool. So were you missing any forms or anything when you got to the DMV? Did they?
Dude, I brought
Go.
way too many forms. She was handing stuff back to me.
Yeah. You just had to get your
She was
license
like,
renewed.
well, if you have this, then you don't need these, and you
Yeah.
have this. And I was like, all right. And she was nice. And then she was like, can you read the thing?
Did you have to do the thing? You had to do the eye thing?
Yeah. She was like, can you read the thing? And I was like, I have my glasses with me. She's like, that's okay. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then Friday night, I went to another comedy show.
And then you went to On the Border.
No, well, after the DMV went On the Border.
It was your prize. It was like your post DMV. Like, oh, you did good, so you get On the Border. How was that?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna settle for there's a place called Bethpage Burger Bar right near the DMV.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like gonna settle for that, but the guy who drove my friend Chris, who drove me to the DMV, I was like, oh, we can go right here, and he's like, you don't want to go to On the Border? And I was like, I do want to go to On the Border, but I want to make everyone else go to On the Border.
That's good. You got a nice treat.
Yeah. And then Wednesday we're going to On the Border too,
Because why not?
because people want to go there with me. And they haven't been in so long that they're like, yo, we gotta go. And I'm like, yeah, of course, let's go.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like if I do too much, I feel it.
But
It's been all right.
that seems normal though, right? You're prepared for that.
Yeah.
You haven't used your full body potential in however many months it's been, right? 3 months, 3.5 months, whatever. That's good. It's good that you're getting out and about. It seems like also that, not that it didn't feel like this over the summertime, but people in general are like, just like, I'm just going to go. I'm just going out. I'm just going to go somewhere. Let's just go somewhere. It's like everyone is so like cabin fever. Everybody is so like, but also like, well, the people are getting vaccines and stuff, so looks like we're coming to the end of this thing. So we're just going to go out. We're just going to go do a thing. So
I am a little concerned with is as fearful as I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a little concerned that people who do have the vaccine are going to be like a little more loosey-goosey.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they can still carry and distribute
Yeah.
the disease. So there's a little bit of like, oh no, what's going to happen?
That's how I feel too, man. Yeah. It's like, it feels like people, the vibe kind of is like people feel like it's an immunity pill. It's like, invincibility pill. I mean, like, just like, all right, I got it, and here we go. I'm back to, I can just fucking cough and sneeze and breathe and touch on everyone. Let's go do this. And it's kind of like, whoa, hold on a second.
Let's pump the brakes. I don't think we're ready.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, and me still being in the service industry, it's cool because it'll get a little bit busier, yeah. And service industry people are just basically like,
Until you get the vaccine, you can get the vaccine now.
no, not in Rhode Island, dude. Rhode Island, like, who can get vaccinated list is like people over 75 and healthcare workers. Everyone else go fucking suck an egg because we have none for you. So good luck. Like, it's literally like nowhere in sight for us. But in California, I saw that the list of who is entitled to getting vaccinated includes service industry workers, grocery, food.
So does New York.
Yeah, they don't care about us here, but we have to still go to work and, you know, do that.
That's ridiculous.
I would feel way better because I'm totally for this vaccination. I'm totally for getting it and being like, all right, go through the side effects. The dude I'm in the band with, he's a healthcare worker, and he's gotten his second dose of vaccination, and he got the second shot, I guess, on Saturday, and we were supposed to have band practice yesterday, and he texted us in the morning. He's like, yo, the second round of vaccination has completely knocked me out. He had like a fever and he was like shitting himself, but he's like, but I got it. I'm good, but I have to practice. I have to cancel practice because I can't really do anything. But
how long did that last, the fever? And
I think like a day. Like he's fine now, you know, like it's like one of those kind of like it hits you for like a 24-hour window and then you get back to normal, which is fine for me. I'm all for it. Like I'm saying, I'm like, once I'm allowed, I'll go do it, and I'll do it how it's supposed to be done, and I'll go back to work, and I'll feel a little bit more comfortable about it. But this whole year of just like living in fear is like, I still do worry about the people who don't care and who are just like, you know, just, it's been that way this whole time. I can't believe it turned into how such a divisive topic for the world even, but this country especially, just like, you know,
Americans are so stupid.
They are so stupid, you know. But you know, and I know that I've known that for a very long time, that people are a lot more
stupider
than you give them credit for. It's like, once I was managing a cafe up in Boston, you know, remember when I lived up in Boston, the Boston area? I lived in Quincy, and I was managing a cafe. And prior to that,
I went to that cafe.
You did. That's right. You came and had food there. That's right. Prior to that, I had managed a cafe out in California, and I was like trying to figure out how to get people's attention to do a certain thing. Like, bring your dishes here. This is where you stand. This is the window you come to order a thing, right? Signs. You put a sign up. And the owner, he was like, man, I hate to tell you, but people don't read signs. I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. But, you know, let's try. And put those signs up, and wouldn't you know it, people don't read signs. So we took the signs down. This is in California. And we just kind of like vocalized the rules to people as they walk in. Then I moved to Boston, managing this cafe, and we really had a problem of where people were putting their dirty dishes. They would leave them on the condiment counter, like in front of like the milk and the sugar. Like, people would leave their dirty dishes where people put stuff in their coffee, right? So I kept putting a sign right behind, so like the milk containers would be right in front of you, and right behind those milk containers there was a sign that said, dirty dishes go that way. And there was like an arrow, and like in the bin over there. Every single day, Neil, I took a photo of someone's dirty dishes piled up right in front of that sign. Like, because people will see dirty dishes, they won't read the entire thing. They'll say, oh, dirty dishes? Oh, they must go here because the sign has those words on it. So I had
not even that. No one is aware of anything. Dude, think about You worked shows.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many cases where the only lettering on the case is no drinks.
Right, right, right.
And there it is.
Yep.
Fucking beer filled to the very top.
Yeah, that's like
Spilling on
condensation
the
on the outside and dripping and leaving yeah.
no drinks. That's the only thing we care about. No drinks. Boop.
And that's the stuff that's those repeat things that got to me like,
People get mad. I remember I would have no drinks written on the front of the pedal board.
mm-hmm.
I put it out, and then someone put their beer there, and then I would just knock their beer onto the floor. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck, man? Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. That's basically yeah. That's what society is like now with a deadly virus potentially deadly virus. Like, no virus, man. Here's virus. I said no virus, man. Virus. Yeah.
Like, don't get close to me. Oh, get close to you. No.
Yeah. What would you see? Yeah, pulling the mask down, like he yelling even louder. What'd you say?
That's the other thing that I don't get. Like, you took the time to put on the mask.
Yeah.
Why are you pulling it down to talk to me? But on the other hand, the rules are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was at an event, socially distanced, safe, everything. You have to order food when you drink. For
Right.
some reason. And the stage was, no joke, 15 feet from the closest person.
Mm-hmm.
And one comedian standing on stage with a microphone, 15 feet from anybody. The SLA came. The manager told the comedian to hide. And the SLA had no problem with everyone being there,
Mm-hmm.
how they were doing whatever it is they were doing. But if that comedian was standing on stage, they would have got shut down.
Whoa.
What? What? What is that? What is that?
This is because it
It's
it
one
because
more person?
it's like is it like because it classifies what you're doing as like an event or a gathering rather than like just people in a room?
Yeah, but why? But what?
Yeah,
like,
no,
what,
I know.
like,
Yeah,
what?
why? Why
Why
is
does
that the
that
one
matter?
thing? Yeah. Because we said so. Remember that? Because we said so. That's why.
I don't. I'm baffled. So baffled. Everybody just told the comedian, just go in the back room for 5
Yeah.
minutes. And we came out and finished the show.
Right.
What?
I kind of went through a similar thing too at work the other day, where we still take people's names and phone numbers when they check in, yeah, for contact tracing, and it's like Rhode Island has a bunch of different rules than, I mean, similar rules as everywhere else, but I'm sure. But we do the contact tracing thing, and it's like at one point it was like only people from the same family can sit together, and no more than 4 people from the same family, like family as in household, like nobody from outside your household can sit together, and only 4 people can sit. So if you have a family of 5, sorry, they have to sit. Like 2 people have to sit in one booth and 3 have to sit in another, whatever. And we're still kind of like, we have all these remnants of the beginning to middle stages of how to keep everything under control. And a lot of it is just like keeping cleanliness standards, which is fine, which is like, it's nice to be clean and whatever. But all these like the little things, like only 4 people per table. Well, 4 people, like it just lets.
Can we adjust that now? You know what I mean? Like,
can we
is
just
it like as we get closer and closer, can we like adjust some of the stuff, or is it like, are they going to just neglect to change it? Which is exactly what I said at the very beginning. I said, if we allow them to put these things into place,
mm-hmm.
they're never going. But no one's ever willingly given up power.
Right.
So if you let them take this power, if you let them be like, capacity's at 50%, they're never gonna raise it again.
Mm-hmm.
They're always going to have a reason to be like, oh, well, there's a new strain
Right,
and
right. Yeah,
this is going on and blah, blah, blah. And so it's like, all right, so small businesses just go F yourselves.
exactly.
And,
Yep.
you know, in New York, the governor, he's like, oh, we're going to have the arts are going to come back. We're going to do 300 events, but only he's allowed to, book the events. And
Hmm.
it's all huge artists. It's no struggling artists. It's
Right.
no young, new anybody. It's bullshit. It's such bullshit. It's so corrupt and bullshit. It's, ugh.
I worry about everybody who's in these small business situations and service industry. I mean, there's a lot of things I worry about, but for me, what I can associate with and I can relate with is just small businesses and people in service industry. It's like,
That's the thing. It's like, so the SLA, like, it costs money for them to function.
hmm
So you're spending money to shut down
yeah,
small
yeah,
businesses.
exactly, yeah,
You're legitimately spending money to hurt the economy.
yeah.
Like what? I'll never understand. I'll never understand this. I know I'm on the wrong side. Whatever.
Hey, it costs money to be poor, also. So
Sure does.
yeah, it's been man. I was talking with my therapist last week, and
Think
uh,
about all the extra money they made us spend.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
You have you have to stay home. You have to stay home. Unless you deliver for Uber Eats or Amazon. And in that case, make sure you tip them nice and make sure
right,
we're not
right,
going to pay them more.
right.
We're not like the people making the money. We're not going to pay them. You
You
have to
pay
tip
them.
them.
Yeah, consumer
And
pay
we're
them
gonna
more.
and now there's delivery fee, so you can't go get food. You have to order it in, and you have to pay extra to order it in. The whole thing makes me nauseous. Sorry, go ahead. You're talking to your therapist.
No, it's just about
Probably much more productive than anything I've done.
I'm big on I have a tendency to, and I've mentioned this too before about anniversaries. I'm like big on like remembering and holding a lot of emotional weight in anniversaries, and we're
Right.
we're coming up on I mean mid-March for everybody. Like the middle of March is when everything officially was like the world is changing like on
Hmm.
this day essentially.
March 12th through 15 or 12th
Yeah.
through 16.
Yeah, mine was the 15th. And the 15th was when I was at work that Sunday. It was a Sunday night. I worked every Sunday. And yeah, it was a Sunday night. And my manager was like, well, the owner just made the call. We're shutting down, apply for unemployment right now if you can. I'm like, all right, cool. I did that. But like, I have to try. I think we, as people who are trying to these mental gymnastics that we're going through of trying to stay sane and positive through a very difficult, not positive time. I have to learn to adjust my weight, emotional weight I put into anniversaries, because once I start remembering what happened a year ago, I'm gonna start remembering what happened a year ago every month as the months go by. I'm gonna be like, oh, this is when things were starting to go bad. Oh, this is where they went worse. Oh, this is when they went really bad.
Right.
So I have to like vocalize it now, which is why I kind of wanted to do a check-in too, like a check-in episode, because I want to make sure that I'm vocalizing that I recognize that I'm set myself up for like potential emotional roller coasters the next few months, because it's like remembering bad stuff for me is almost like this I like kind of want to sometimes. I don't know. It's like, do you ever do something and you're like, let me just feel that pain for a second so I can just get over it rather than fight it? Do you ever do that? Like remembering a traumatic event or putting yourself back in like a I don't want to say a bad place, but yeah, I mean, putting yourself back into a place where you're emotionally like exhausted just to kind of like cycle yourself through it so you don't have to sit there and like fight it.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's something that I don't want to do because I keep doing it with like other things and I don't want to start doing it with like, oh, this is the anniversary of never seeing another human being for 4.5 months, and then this is the anniversary of me, the darkest time I've ever been. So I'm just basically like getting it out in the universe to kind of put myself accountable. Like I'm not going to react negatively to the next few months coming up. I'm actually going to use it to build upon the positive things I've done rather than remember the
Yeah.
bad stuff.
Because like a year, like, oh, this is a year since I got help and am better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the other way around. Not like, oh, this is a year since the worst time
Yeah.
of my.
Exactly. And
Like,
my
yeah, that was it, and you're better now.
yeah.
You did it. Hooray.
It has that same effect though of like, like I always mention my cat passing away and that traumatic event of like the triggering moment of all the bad things for me happening were that moment. And I can legit go and sit on my couch and within 2 seconds be like crying hysterically in that moment still, and it was a traumatic event. I get it. Like a traumatic event will stay. It's a scar. It's like you can't get rid of it, but you can control how you react to it. I can say those words out loud while having a conversation with you, but I can also go sit by myself and just like be a mess. I don't want that to be how I am this year going forward. So that's why, again, like kind of like, all right, cool. I've been alone for a while. I went through a lot of stuff, but here we are. I've been talking about it. I've been helping people. A lot of people have actually reached out and said, that what we are doing with this podcast alone has been, insightful and stuff. So I just want to make sure that's how I move forward with everything this coming year. Cause this last year just sucked,
Ah,
like
ah.
it sucked. So how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How you feeling mentally? How have you reacted to getting out of the house and like having to go to the DMV, which is just like I have to go on Wednesday. Knock on wood for me. Nothing goes wrong. Yeah, how are you feeling mentally? Like this last year's been a heavy one. What's your deal, man?
What's your major malfunction? What's your damage, Heather? I I, the thing at the beginning of the pandemic was that I wasn't gonna get the momentum back that I had, and I still believe that to be true, but I am not. Um, I feel as though I'm not as beholden. Is that the word?
It's a good one. That's a SAT word.
I'm not as beholden to the constraints, like the arbitrary constraints that I had put on myself prior to this. So I was always like, oh, I need to get in at the clubs and I need to do this and I need to do this. These are the traditional ways I need to pursue making a living doing what I'm doing. And then in the past year of like, trying to make it work a million other ways, I've been like, oh, there's a million other ways.
Yeah.
And, uh, I'm, I mean, without like getting like too like in the weeds about the industry and stuff, what I used to do was like hope for future weekends and then just like book a show or two on the way down
Or go around
book
it.
a
Yeah.
show or two on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
This time around, I'm much more let me play a backyard. Let me play a bar. Let
Mm-hmm.
me, like weekends are easier to book. So if I have two feature weekends and they're a weekend apart from each other, that middle weekend, I'm getting, I'm doing like a corporate kind of thing for big money and a an apartment complex for decent money and a bar show for good money. Like instead of just hoping to get another feature weekend for that, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead of driving somewhere and back and just doing like one or two shows there, one or two shows back, going out, and then I'm staying out and
Right.
like picking up as much money as possible on the way back,
It's like
which I
that.
wouldn't have done. I mean, I wouldn't have done the same way last year
Right.
at this very
Right.
time.
Right. You're putting a lot of
Last,
those younger year motivators into effect with your comedy, like touring and booking. Okay, we can come out for the weekend. We'll play here. And we'll do,
yeah,
yeah, we're getting a little bit bigger, so we can actually book. This. So that's really cool to see things
yeah,
you
definitely
did. Yeah.
applying lessons I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Now, absolutely.
Oh,
And it's a
drive
good
to
question.
Milwaukee to play for 15 minutes and back for no money. Sure, let's do that.
But we can fill the gas tank with exposure. And not if we're playing opposite In Flames, we can't.
So funny. The things we've done. That's great.
Well, I think you guys were against Nile.
Niall was on, yeah.
Nile. At like the peak of
The
Nile.
peak of Niall, yeah. Oh, Niall's playing, cool. Thanks for the 4 people who stayed upstairs who were too drunk to know that Niall's playing.
They're like, you're going to be on the same stage as In Flames. I'm like, cool. But at the same time as Nile. Uh,
Oh. No, but that's good. So do you see? What's your opinion on things coming back? I hate this topic, but I want to know your opinion on like, are things gonna?
it depends on the place. I mean, it's back in a lot of places.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I was out in October, November,
that's true.
and it was normal.
Yeah,
So, and I was, oh my gosh, I see these people. It's just so funny. It's just like if you're a know-it-all, you know what I mean? Like, dude, people on the internet that are like, someone will say like, oh, when everything's back to normal, blah blah, blah, and then someone will be like, stand-up comedy's never coming back. Like, maybe for you who doesn't do it often and only does it in Brooklyn.
right,
Maybe for
right.
you, for me, I'm still
I'm
doing.
I'm
The
still
only
doing it
reason
and
I
have
stopped
been.
it was because I broke my leg.
Yeah,
That's the only reason. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I just wore a mask and continued to do comedy. Like I don't,
That's
like
so, it's so weird. Yeah,
the longest
yeah.
I had off was like from right when pandemic started to like July-ish when it
Mm-hmm.
started like coming back outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the longest that I hadn't done it. But then July it just got like progressively more often until I went on tour, broke
Right.
my leg. Mm.
Yep.
But then I filled the time with Zoom shows and stuff, and like I went to 2 shows last week. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like both of them, I probably could have done guest spots if I felt comfortable. But so these people who are like, "Oh, it's never coming back." Okay,
Yeah.
for
Yeah. For
you,
you. Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
It's the same people that are like, "Oh, instead of complaining that you can't make money, they'll say, your comedy career." It's like, yo, man, I don't know. I've managed to pay my rent
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of years now, so I don't know. Isn't that a professional? Like, isn't that like?
It's like I do a thing for money, so there you go. That's a
I
profession.
mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of complaining about your career, get a job at UPS. They're higher. It's like, what? Like, I'm sorry you gave up on your dreams, but
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that yet. Like, I don't know, like I don't know, like even in these times, you know what I mean? Like I've been able to make something. Like
Right. Right.
I just don't get it. Like I don't get people like I don't get that mentality. Like because even with like even on stuff that I'm like super opinionated about, which is like most things, I'm I'm willing to listen to the other argument.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know I'm wrong a lot.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And I admit, like myself, my information is like my opinions are based on very little information. I'm very, very, uh, I've no, uh, I'm not an intelligent guy. So
On some
like,
things you are.
what?
On some things you are. On some things you are. Otherwise,
Very few,
eh.
very few things. And it's just so crazy to me that like people just won't. Like I've left conversations being like, I'm not going to be the only person in this conversation willing to listen to the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I'm so
I
stupid. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I think things will come back in most places. I don't expect them to come back in New York for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
just because of poor leadership. That's all.
Oh
Just
yeah.
because of corruption and poor leadership. Like, you know, if you're gonna make sweeping, you know, if you're gonna make sweeping generalizations and crazy rules that like contradict each other, like I just don't understand. Like you can sit on a plane next to strangers, but you can't sit in a
Yeah. It's
bar.
so crazy.
Like
Yeah.
I was saying at the beginning, I was like, if comedy had a lobby the way that the airlines have a lot,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
if there was like a comedy super PAC,
Yeah. 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 Yep.
like we would never would have stopped. We would have kept going. All right, whatever. And then every politician, every dude, everyone's coming down on Ted Cruz, and it's like, oh, really? Because you went on vacation during a crisis? Didn't Senate go on 9 weeks paid vacation
Yeah.
during the pandemic? Like, yeah, every politician does that. Like, uh, the governor of of California, like right during the pandemic, was like photographed at French Laundry
That's
with like a
right. Yeah. I
pregnant
remember that.
man.
Yeah. It's just out
And
and about
then
doing their thing.
Nancy Pelosi was getting her hair done when she said no one else could get her hair done,
Yeah.
and Governor Cuomo, like I don't know what governor. I'm sure he did something. I mean, he like touches women inappropriately and
Yeah.
stuff, but
Now. Yeah. That's all happening now, huh?
gives 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 fellow gives his brother-in-law's first shot at government contracts. I just don't get it, you know what I mean? It's just like all these people are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yep. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. They all are. It doesn't matter where they stand. Everybody. All these people have so much privilege. It's just like
they're
okay.
all hypocrites and they're
Yeah.
all privileged.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I'm not. I understand. Yeah, people like choose my billionaire is better than your billionaire. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get arrested in the name of my billionaire.
Yeah.
Huh? He doesn't give a
He
crap.
doesn't. We will never
about-
know who you
None
are.
of these guys do. Like, first of all, the new stimulus check. Where's that? Day one. First thing I'm gonna do when I'm in office.
They're figuring it out.
$2,000
Figuring it out.
$2,000 stimulus check. Well, it's gonna be less than that, and it's not gonna be for a while. And
Dude, I'm still
and
waiting on my second
we're
one.
gonna-
Ugh.
And we're gonna raise minimum wage because we have control of the Congress and control of the Senate.
Just kidding.
Nah, we're not gonna do that. Nah.
Just kidding.
Listen, I understand that there's arguments against raising the minimum wage. I understand that, and I'm not saying that like it's the best idea, whatever. I happen to think it should happen, but they said it would happen.
Right, right, right.
They said it would happen, and they convinced everyone like, oh, vote Democratic in Atlanta, and we'll do Medicare for all, and we'll do a $15 minimum wage, and everyone gets a $2,000 stimulus check, and then it's like, well, thanks for getting and rocking the vote.
Actually, so you know what? Actually, sorry. We really meant we really meant $1,400 at some point, maybe this year, and that's about it. Oh, you didn't get your $600 one? Yeah, you're gonna have to call the IRS for the next 3 months in a row and have nobody give you any answers at all.
And then they bomb Syria, and people are like, one thing's got nothing to do with the other. Stop conflating, not getting the stimulus. Yeah, but this whole time, Senate has proven that they can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Because it was like they're going to pass a stimulus package, and it's like, well, they got to wait till they push through the new Supreme Court justice, and they're like, oh, we're going to pass a stimulus check. It's like, well, we got to wait till we do the impeachment trial. That's not going to go anywhere because they don't have the votes. All right, well, it's got to wait until after we bomb Syria. Like, don't tell me that it's got nothing to do with each other. Like, all right, but these guys have proven that they can't pat their head and rub their stomach. So what are we, why shouldn't I get mad? I get worked up about this stuff. But vote. Things are gonna be better. Things are gonna be exactly the same.
Yep. It's how it's always going to be the same.
This time, it's a black lady and a gay guy,
right?
That are bombing, that are caging up the Mexican kids.
It's all the same.
Did you see that meme? It was like a bomber jet, and then like there was a Black Lives Matter sticker on the bomb.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean it really does sum it up. It really does.
I made a meme like right at the beginning. Right at the beginning, I made a meme that was Donald Trump, and it was like they should have complied, but it was should have complied. And then underneath it was that picture of Biden and Kamala Harris high-fiving. And it said should have with an asterisk. Like, it's the same people. I want so bad to do a Transformers like mock-up, like Democrats, Republicans.
It's in disguise. Oh God. Yo, so speaking,
destroy the evil forces of the Americans.
Dude, you're a memer. You're good at this kind of stuff. Let me give you some points of making a meme, and maybe you can do it better than I can, because today I realized that I had to call the IRS because, as I quickly just mentioned, that my $600 stimulus check never arrived because they mailed it to me on January 1st or 6th. Sorry. So I never got it.
Well, January 6th, it got lost in the riots.
That's right. Yes, that's right. It got some guy with a horn has it. Some guy with a horn helmet has it. So it was mailed out on the 6th.
He's using it to cut up organic cocaine in prison.
I never got it. Okay, so what is it? March 1st. Okay, so we're going on almost 2 months since it's sent out. I called mid-February. They said they can't look into it until whatever. So I did my taxes. I end up owing money this year because of unemployment. I didn't have taxes taken out of my unemployment, because if you have taxes taken out of your unemployment, you don't get any money. They just take the money that they're supposed to give you from that, and it goes right back to them. I don't know how that works at all, how they tax.
Yeah, I'm excited to lose my health care next year because I made too much money on unemployment.
Because unemployment, right. So I'm sitting here, I'm looking at a tax bill of like $1,800 this year that I have to pay back because, I mean, I did it to myself. I could have had the taxes taken out. I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, the government. But I did it to myself. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, remember that scene in Rounders when Teddy KGB loses? And he goes, that's okay. We're paying him with his own money anyway. And so I'm like, how can we turn the government into KGB, me into Mike McDermott, saying like me paying my taxes is basically the scene when Teddy KGB is paying him with his own money. That's okay. Or no, my stimulus check. It's okay. We're paying him with his own money. Because I just feel like this is just, it's like a poker game. It's like I have this much money, but I end up giving it back to the government. They give me something, but I end up giving them twice as much in the long run. So it's like, it helped. Yeah, it helped me this year. I had some money, but now they want $2,000 of the $7,000 they gave me. I'm like, oh, wait, but I paid bills and stuff, and I don't have a job that I don't make more than $20 a week at. And so
and everything you bought with that money, you paid taxes.
Right, exactly. There's taxes attached to everything. And okay, so here's the money that you helped me that I have saved because I'm petrified of going broke, because that's like where's my next?
Because that's the only motivation American people have to do anything is the fear of homelessness.
So I'm like, okay, so I have this money. So the government, okay, so I owe the government $2,000. And then when I look at the stimulus thing, it's like I somehow screwed up on my taxes, which I could amend it, but I'm not going that route, where I didn't claim the $600 rebate. There's like if you didn't receive your second stimulus check this box off on your taxes, and you'll get a refund, rebate, whatever. I thought I did it, and then when I looked over my completed form today, I neglected to click that box. So I didn't get the rebate for it. So essentially, like, if I clicked that box and the $2,000 that I owed would be, it would be $1,400 instead of or $2,000. But like, wait a second. Let's think about that for a second from my point of view. They would have given me $600 that I could have definitely like bought food, paid bills, saved it for something. But no, instead they're going to just magically say like, oh, well, if you didn't get it, we'll just take $600 off your taxes that you owe us anyway. Oh, okay, cool. That helps me so much. I'm paying them with their own money at that point. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's heartbreaking. It's infuriating. It's frustrating. It's like, can't I just wake up, or I'm not the only one that goes through this. Can't we just wake up and not have to like worry about owing some government agency money?
We can, but we won't. We can, and they showed us on January 6th how to do it, but then they went home for dinner.
That's
so, you know what I mean? Like that's the blueprint.
Yeah.
Like that's the blueprint.
I hate feeling. I mean, we all feel this way, and this is the biggest mental health hurdle that I feel like I still have to get over, is just this this owing money, like always feeling like stressed about money. It's
financial stress.
It's because I did my taxes straight off the bat too. When I did my taxes, I owed the state of Rhode Island over $800. Like, I didn't even put in my unemployment stuff yet. So I worked in the service industry. I work in a bar, restaurant. I've worked there January through mid-March, which was when the pandemic started, right? So I had January, February, March. So 2.5 months of work. And then I went back and started working very, very limited time. I think it was in like July or August. I was working like every other week for one day. And I had made $7,000 in a year, okay, at work. And I put in that information first. I would have gotten $1,500 back from the government. I had a refund of $1,500. but I owed the state of Rhode Island over $500. So I'm not getting enough state taxes taking out of my very small paycheck to begin with. I don't understand how that worked at all. If I could get back $1,500 from the government, but owe the state I live in $500 more out of the whole $7,000 that I made, and that was before taxes. And then I plug in my, the unemployment stuff, the form they send you, like how much, and it's like, oh, here we go. So, it goes from getting $1,400 back from the government to owing them $2,000. So I would have owed them $3,000.
That seems crazy, though.
What's that?
That seems crazy. That seems like a lot.
It is. It's a lot. And it's like the cost of being poor. It's the cost of being poor. But you know what? A friend of mine was recently telling me about they're like going through some moving shenanigans, like their roommates moving out, and they have to, they have to make a decision. They're going to move back to their hometown and stuff. And they were like, you know what? I'm stressed about it, but right now I'm stressed about it. But in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, everything's going to be sorted out. Things will be the way they are in 2 weeks. Either I'll be back somewhere else, I'll be back, or I'm making a decision. Things will move forward. Things will be fine in the end. I was like, that's a good, that's a very like cliche kind of piece of advice. But to hear somebody actively stressed out, but also actively positive about the end result was really nice to hear. And I think, my mom's been really big on that in the past few years, and just like a lot of bad things have happened to our family and we're going through a lot of stuff, but to kind of just be like, yo, stuff sucks now, but if you're strong enough to get through it, you're going to be fine in the end. And I think that's like kind of where I need to be and where a lot of people need to be. And it's kind of going back to like, coming up on a year's anniversary of the worst year of everybody's lives. Well, you were strong enough to get through that. We've made progress. Hopefully everybody has made positive progress if they have been striving to. And we're going to get through it. And I think, okay, I owe the government $1,800. I don't have that $1,800 that I can just plunk over to the government. So I'm going to get on a payment plan. I'm going to pay him back, and that'll be that. All right, cool. We're good. We're good. My job, I picked up an extra day of work every other week. So I work Wednesdays and Thursdays now. That's cool. I got an extra day of work. Cool. I'm out of the house a little bit. All right. So I can pay Rhode Island more in taxes at the end of the year, I guess. I don't know. But we have to try to look at things in that kind of positive light. You don't have to. That's what I'm going to do. And that's the only way I can do things.
Don't tell me what to do.
I don't know, man. Things suck, but at some point, it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? And it's like, as cliche as that stupid saying, like, there's only two things certain in life, and it's death and taxes. And you're like, all right, yeah, you're right. So,
well, I only see proof of one thing. Yeah, I agree to some extent. You know what I mean? Like, I just try to like do the best that I can to like improve my station. Without driving myself insane. Like I can't. I'm only built for a few things.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I'm just gonna try and do this as much as I can.
I think you're doing a good job.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, don't speak too soon.
Yeah, we'll see.
You learned how to play Slayer on the guitar, so that's progress.
That intro, and I can do the intro for one.
You can.
Mm-hmm. And I can do "Come as You Are."
Bam, 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 bam.
Wish You Were Here.
Oh man, you're like Guitar Center 101.
Oh, and Stairway to Heaven. And you know what I can do? I can play
Look what I can do. Look what I can do.
start. I can do uh the Ghetto Boys
Oh,
last year Halloween fell on a weekend.
my mind is playing tricks on me. Is that? Yep, yep. Ghetto Boys, man.
Halloween fell on a weekend. Me and Ghetto Boys. We shook a shit.
So what do you got planned for the rest of the week? You got anything good coming up
Yeah,
besides on the border?
tomorrow's a little writing session with John Ziegler and Mary Capone. Wednesday on the border
Nice,
and some errands. I gotta renew my passport
nice.
and take care of some bankruptcy stuff.
Renewing all the stuff. Hey, your birthday's this month. Wait, I didn't miss your birthday, did I? Wait, no, it's March. No, it's this month.
It's this month.
It is this month.
It is this month.
March.
It is this month.
It's this month.
Yeah.
All right. It's what day again? No, tell me.
Eh. Uh,
Why you ever have to
yeah.
renew everything? Did you hit a milestone age? Are you 50 now?
Yeah. I'm 50. um, 14 more years. And then what happened? Wednesday is on the border.
Wednesday's on the border. Yep.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I know there's something else. Thursday? What's Thursday? Thursday's physical therapy. Friday, I'm going to watch Love and Monsters with Kathleen.
I like how you have that in your schedule. That's cute. Cute.
I'm going to go to an open mic tonight and possibly Wednesday. Possibly Wednesday or Thursday.
Nice. Yeah, a little full schedule there. Hey, have you watched Watchmen on HBO? Did you watch that by any
It
chance?
was great.
I just started it. I'm on episode 3. I never was really a Watchmen. I don't really know the lore or whatever, but it's a really good show.
Yeah, I didn't know either. It was great.
Yeah.
Really, I don't know the Spanish word for it. Impressed.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed with it. Impressivo?
Maybe. I only took Italian, so.
Hey Siri,
Yeah.
how do you say impressed in Spanish?
In Spanish, impressed is impreso.
Impresso.
Impressive.
All right.
Thank you, Siri. My Siri is a Indian man.
I was just about to ask. Mine's an Australian man.
Dude, I was talking to Kathleen about this the other day. I love the Indian accent.
That's a good accent. I agree.
I love the food.
Mm-hmm.
I love the people are always so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
like in general.
Yeah.
And I love the way they speak.
I enjoy Indian music as well. Like just like
I like that. Yeah,
it's-
that like the sitari kind of. What's
The-
that other instrument? That like block looking one with like all the strings.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
don't know if
The rhythms and stuff are
Yeah.
just so
Baji
different.
beats.
Yeah.
So it's like. And oh my god, the movie. I love the movies. Like they're such epic movies.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching like a lot of like Bollywood and Hollywood films,
Mhm.
and like I mean I know it's not it's like it's not Hindi, it's like Telugu and there's some other language that starts with a T, but like the tales are like so epic,
Mm-hmm.
like it's like 3.5 hour movies, and it's just like these like huge sagas with like musical numbers, and it's just like I don't know.
You got it. There you go. Is that your
Okay.
next? Is that your next venture? Is Indian dance? Should-
It's so good though. Everything about them is cool. And
Yes,
Here's-
and
yes, and they recently had a workers' strike demanding a universal basic income.
really,
Yeah,
can we do that too?
we won't. We can. We won't.
Well, I've got my DMV appointment on Wednesday. Wish me luck on that again, because all I have to
Good
do,
luck.
just got to get the car registered. I have everything in line. I got all the forms I was waiting for and like stressed about. They all came in the mail. I just have to get it done. 2:30 on Wednesday, and then I have my first, which is gonna be weird. I have my first virtual weightlifting training session with my old weightlifting trainer from Oakland. We reconnected, and she's giving me a Zoom. We're doing a Zoom workout. I don't know how it's gonna work, but it's gonna work. She's
fine.
the one who got me into the whole thing to begin with, and I've been struggling with trying to get back into it. I mean, I have gotten back into it by buying all the weights and weightlifting and stuff regularly at home, but she's a very positive, motivating force and factor as to why I am into it in the first place. So we're going to do our first one on Friday afternoon, which should be cool. And did I tell you I'm going to Las Vegas? Did I tell you I'm
In the March.
end of March? Yep, I am. Free room
Yeah.
for 4 nights, which is super sweet. And
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Poker is in full swing out there, and I've been watching my poker vloggers. I'm like, all right, if I have like the app downloaded on my iPhone too, Bravo, like the check-in where you can see what games are going, and like all the games out there are like either 8 or 9 handed. They have all the dividers. People have to wear a mask. I'm like, all right. I mean, if we can do that, why can't we do other things that are the same thing in just a different room? You know what I mean? If people can sit next to one another and handle poker chips and literally hand them to other people over and over and over again, we should be able to sit in a room and listen to people tell jokes. Or we should be able to stand in a room and listen to a band play. You know, it's just like, get your esh together, you know?
Get your F and S together. Your dumb A's.
I'm excited for the end of. I'm excited for that trip. That's my. You've been miserable for a year, but have been doing better and haven't gone anywhere for a year. Reward to myself. Like, I found a good deal. I didn't spend a lot of money doing it, and I'm like, I haven't gone anywhere, so I'm gonna take the advantage and go somewhere that I enjoy, and just fucking have a good time with it.
I hope you have a great time.
Thanks.
I hope you win so much money.
I hope I do too. You gotta dust off the poker skills. I haven't played in quite a while. But all right. Well, I guess this is the end of episode 14.
Episode 14. Good Time Party Pals.
Good time
That's
party
the name.
pals.
Good Time Party Pals. Episode 14. Good Time Party Pals. All right, bud.
Yeah. Good talk.
Love you.
Love you. Good to see you out and about. Hope things are good for you this week. Let me know if you need anything. And you should listen to that Ulcerate record, by the way, that I sent.
First of all, that record.
Mm-hmm. The one I sent, the second one.
I did. It's very heavy. It's got a lot of mosh. Felt like a lot of mosh. And that other record, the one that
The scary one?
Frosty Flamingo sent earlier in the week,
Oh.
that was scary. That was too scary for me.
I love that bands are too scary for you. That's great.
But I did find 2 stoner bands I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Greenleaf.
Greenleaf. It sounds like they should be right out of the 70s.
They're very 70s.
Yeah.
And Youngblood Super Cult.
Oh, Jesus.
Album is called Season of the Witch.
Oh, of course.
Oh, just so bluesy and great. There's another band. It was called The Devil and the Almighty Blues, but it's not nearly as good as the name. I like had really high hopes for 'em.
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be good." Like The Devil and the Almighty Blues. I was like, this is gonna get me in the mood, and it didn't. It was cool. It was bluesy, but it wasn't heavy and bluesy.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting.
Expecting more.
Like King Buffalo. You know, you know what I mean? Like somewhere between Fu Manchu and Sleep. You know. But I got.
Can't we all strive for that?
I want an album that's just Stone the Crow by Down, Albatross and Clean My Wounds by COC, and King of the Road by Fu Manchu, and just like
Smush it all together.
yeah, and then maybe play like a blues riff just over it, just like a blues guitar solo over the whole thing.
It's a really long, bendy guitar solo.
Yeah. Just with maybe like a slide.
Yeah.
Just 9.5 minute songs.
Jesus.
The vocals don't start till like 5.5 minutes in, and then it's just about taking your lumps.
While on weed.
Well, it can sound like weed. I don't need to be on weed. It can sound like it. It can make mushroom references.
There you go. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.